Will you be able to handle this sword too? Here it comes. Something different from before. That's the Snowcloud Sword. This brat Ran is really skilled in using the Snowcloud Sword. As expected of my direct disciple. Myong Ji Hei, demon of the Snow Mountain. What do you mean, disciple? You lost the bet and got ripped off. Ran has made remarkable progress in martial arts in no time. Despite Ran's flawless sword skills, that young man remains unfazed by the blade near his face. He observes every fake and shift in Ran's movements. He reacts and improvises with a frightening speed. He does not recoil from the sword, and his gaze searches for any flaw in his opponent. He seemed overwhelmed at first for a reason. He must have fought in many battles before. Huh? What kind of stance is that? Have you seen that thief? That fool dares to mimic my Snowcloud Sword technique without learning it. There's no way he could have learned it just by observing it a few times. Where the hell did this guy come from? To think that a sword technique learned merely by observation could be so refined. You have surprised me many times. However, you failed to realize that. Your emulation has made your moves obvious to me. Regrettably, my skills go well beyond just this. I wonder if you will be able to block this as well. Whoa. Who will win? Min Ran. As expected, from the granddaughter of the righteous demon. Thank you. It was a great duel. I learned a lot. I am the one who learned a lot from you, young lady. I've heard that the world is full of talented individuals, but after seeing you, I understand why. You both are good. It's been a long time since I've witnessed such a remarkable performance. Grandfather. But you should also express gratitude to the creators of the Snowcloud Sword, and the 7 swords of Yuma, not just to Ran. Don't they deserve your respect as well? Wu Jie Sungwak Wu what? Excuse me? Are you saying that he memorized the entire 7 swords of Yuma? He is intelligent, but that's hard to believe. Ran is right. How did Whippersnapper pick up my technique in a single look? This swordsmanship is the culmination of years of my life. This is preposterous. You saw the fight too, Elder Wu. That kid was able to replicate the movements of the Snowcloud Sword after only seeing it a few times. If that's the case, then let's see if that's true. Did you hear him? If you haven't memorized anything, you won't be able to perform it accurately. Why don't you drop that reserved act of yours and show me what you're really made of? Wouldn't honesty and openness serve you better? As you please. That's ridiculous. It's really the 7 swords of Yuma. He merely glanced at the technique and memorized it entirely. How is that possible? What kind of monster is? The way the blade moves with the 7 swords of Yuma technique is so graceful. I was mesmerized by its motion and followed it with my eyes. But if that counts as theft, I vow never to use this sword technique again. Humph. How brazen of you to steal someone else's sword technique. Just listen and remain silent. Telepathy. Would you consider mastering the art of stealth under my guidance, serving me as your master? I have been waiting for someone like you for a very long time. If you master the sword technique of the 8 great protectors of the heavenly demon fortress, it will undoubtedly benefit you. If you learn and practice the 5 mysteries of the Yuma 7 swords, you may be able to approach the path of a master. I understand what you are saying. However, I do not want to take you as my master. You bastard. You keep your pride until the very last, huh? Alright, you rascal. Well said. What was that you said about the unorthodox martial artist? I have lived a life without shame, always looking up to my master as an example. The words like magic or blades, teaching the way and causing bloodshed in the world, will be done by those masters you'll serve later, not me. They are the ones who divide the world into black and white, saying that coexistence is impossible. Do you think you stand a chance against me with a go board made up solely of one white stone? You're attempting to paint the whole world with a single color. People like you should have been stopped right from the start. My lord. What's gotten into you all of a sudden? He insulted my master and spat on our heavenly demon fortress. Relying just on talent and seeing the world through a narrow lens, it's as if he's mocking us. Grandfather, lord. Why are you so agitated by the words of a mere youngster? Ah, so noisy. Uriang, Pongryang. Drag this impudent bastard out and throw him into Sangam-san Mountain. Anyone who helps that guy will bring his own demise. Ah, what a waste. Let's go back now. Kurg, now that I have received the secret manual of the 7 swords of Yuma, I must address you, Wu Sungkwak, as master. Having personally experienced the greatness of your heavenly demon fortress, I will etch into my heart the words that the world cannot be reduced to mere black and white. Just listen and remain silent. Would you consider mastering the art of stealth under my guidance, serving me as your master? If you master the sword technique of the 8 great protectors of the heavenly demon fortress, it will undoubtedly. I've been waiting for someone like you for a very long time. You may have many questions, but for now, just listen quietly to what I'm about to say. When this truth is revealed, more than half of the martial artists in the heavenly demon fortress will rush to kill you. Until everyone fully comprehended it, you must keep every secret. I'll help you get out of here safely for the time being. After that, what you do is your choice. I do not want to take you as my master, however, you are a step too late, Master Wu Sungwak. As one who has received the salvation of the Azura realm through the transmission ahead of the Martial Alliance, my first master is from the Martial Alliance, so be satisfied with being my second master. I wonder why my sword trembles with instability every time I take the finishing stance. Now, with the weight of the mountain on my shoulders, my movements are far superior to those I performed in Gaju. I'm familiar only with the white crane swordsmanship, so I'm doing my best to adapt it as much as possible. This guy again? What are you staring at? Is observing someone that intriguing to you? Pfft. You glare as if you're an expert mountain beast. Are you trying to be a great sage or something? All right. Come at me then. My beef jerky. How can that white fox move so freely with such short steps? I didn't feel much power on the soles of her feet, but she moves effortlessly. With just her toes. Could it be? Concentrating strength in the fingertips, not the palm, could revolutionize swordsmanship? Unbelievable. The sword moves much more naturally in the desired direction. Teachings are better than the techniques of the Kamuk family. Yes. The answer was at the tips of my fingers. Phew. I've become accustomed to breathing now. It's significantly aiding my recovery. I'm accumulating inner energy better than I thought, but the problem is lacking martial arts techniques to use it. No matter how smoothly and accurately I swing, if all of it ends with just one sword stroke, I can't create a great martial technique. Is there a way to continue this way of sword? If so, it would undoubtedly become an excellent sword technique. Should I take inspiration from the movements of other animals like the white fox? A snake swiftly navigating through the ground? It lacks the variety of movements without limbs. A rabbit quickly hopping around? That seems too bustling. Or perhaps a trout darting in various directions underwater? Things are getting more and more confusing. Is it already time for butterflies to appear? This guy. This is where I stay, so get out of here before sparks get your wings. The butterfly movement. 1 year later. I continued to repeat and refine my movements until the tip of the sword moved as lightly as a butterfly's wing. The trajectory was drawn over and over again. This sword technique that I have developed cannot be fully unleashed by a regular sword. Don't focus on the shape of the sword, but focus on the trajectory itself. Use the sword to replicate the movements of a butterfly. First stance. Second stance. Third stance. And the final fourth stance. Have I exhausted its lifespan now? It couldn't withstand the concentrated power of the final stance. I should descend and find a new sword. I need a flexible sword that can accommodate all these stances. Nonetheless, I'm already satisfied with completing the stances. When the time comes, the blood butterfly sword technique will be completed. This guy, it keeps lurking around me for some reason. Did you find a partner in the meantime? So you plan to make this cave your home? Well, whether you make it your home or not, it's up to you. It seems like we will be parting our ways here. It has already been 3 years since I left the Kamseuk Seol family. Soo-yeon must have left the family and disappeared by now. Now, it's time to fulfill the promised revenge, and conquer the world. Golden City Escort Agency. As one of the 10 representative escort agencies in Hanam, the Golden City Escort Agency was famous for its dedication to transporting goods of any size and type. Trust and reputation were vital for an escort agency, but one day, an unforgettable incident occurred. Without anyone noticing, an item entrusted to the agency was stolen. Someone, unknown, switched it without anyone noticing. Furthermore, attacks during transportation became more frequent. The head of the Golden City Escort Agency set out on his own to regain their lost honor, but he was attacked by unknown forces and suffered severe injuries that led to his demise. As the Golden City Escort Agency fell, one by one, the other representative agencies followed suit. Meanwhile, a new force known as Blue Dragon Bureau began to encroach on their territory, which indicated signs of a major conspiracy. The Golden City Escort Agency, now weakened, barely managed to survive, existing only in name. This place has also fallen into the hands of the enemy. What else is there to lose? I can't leave it as it is. Current head of Golden City Escort Agency, Song Yeo-ju, if I can find an escort to accompany New York me on this mission. Sister. Stop making that face. Vice head of Golden City Escort Agency, Song Yeo-hoon, if the head of the agency remains gloomy, it will make the others uneasy. Fine. But you're early. Did you find someone? Well. I did find someone. It's just that. They seem skilled but hard to control. It's okay. Who they are doesn't matter. The mere fact that we found someone is already a relief. Let's. If we embark on the escort mission, there will undoubtedly be attacks. If we have an escort who can use martial arts, it will be at least a little safer. It's worth checking. A Yeo-hoon said I don't think they're suitable for an escort job. But let's hear their story and make a judgment. So, what kind of goods are you planning to transport? Let me tell you in advance, I know about the situation with the Golden City Escort Agency. If you clearly explain the task, we can proceed without any issues. Sister. An empty carriage escort. It's an escort service for carriages with no goods. As you may know, we have lost our valuable items and our reputation due to frequent attacks. To at least honor our father, who was injured while trying to protect the goods until the end, I, as the head of Golden City Escort Agency, will definitely restore our reputation. And for that, how effective do you think that will be? Do you think that just because you protest like that, you can gather the fallen representatives of the 10 escort agencies? This person. Did they understand my intention just by saying empty carriage escort? At the very least, they will realize how despicable Blue Dragon Bureau really is. Are you naive? Or just foolish? What's the matter? I'll leave first, so wrap up the conversation. Excuse me. I appreciate your offer to help, but there's no need for you to judge our circumstances. Fine, who on earth is this person? Now. Calm down and let's continue talking. Hey! Where are you going in the middle of our conversation? About 8 guys? I know you're hiding. so come on down. Firstly, head of the agency. For safety reasons, gather all the skilled members of the Golden City Escort Agency in one place. What are you talking about? Oh my, it's already started. Let's go for now. Well, what's happening here? They finally showed up. Kill them. We were in the middle of discussing the escort mission. If the head of the agency dies before paying the fee, it will be troublesome for me, won't it? Their skills are incredible. Hey, can't we wrap this up properly? Now, what should we do with them? First, let's bury the bodies in the annex to prevent the enemies from finding them. Gukju, are all the wounded soldiers okay? Thank you. Everyone was prepared for something like this to happen someday. They moved decisively. Ugh, what a trouble in the middle of the night. Dealing with these guys who can't even withstand a single strike. Humph. What are you boasting about when you couldn't even finish off a single guy properly? What are you talking about? I protected Gukju. If you're a bodyguard, doing what you're supposed to do is nothing to brag about. Both of them are skilled experts. I don't understand why these skilled individuals applied for the third-grade bodyguard position, but they could become crucial assets for the reconstruction of Gumsung territory. The situation seems to be somewhat under control now. If it's okay with the both of you, I'd like to continue the conversation we were having earlier. No way. Are you really the sword demon that everyone talks about? How long has it been since live, indeed? Eom Hanpil, the bandit ghost who defeated the northern twin ghosts and Sun Diako. I'm not a bandit ghost, I'm a sword ghost, Master Song. But, where did the rest of your party go? The butterfly young man? He said he'd take a look around and come back. He's quite a meticulous friend. I haven't known him for that long, so I don't know if it's his innate personality. He isn't a long-time companion? To put it simply. I met him about 2 months ago. Ugh. They said there was a shady gambling den in the area, so I thought I might find something interesting, but I ended up losing my own pockets. That sneaky guy. Now, a guy, who looks like he just became an adult, is making a fortune in illegal gambling. Had a sword too. So he probably knows martial arts. Let me check him out. It's probably about time, right? Here he comes. Hey, you beggar-like bastard. Is hiding and stealing other people's money your job? Are you trying to scare me with that rusty knife? You little punk. Have you ever heard the name Eom Hanpil? I do have business with you, but we'll have to settle this first. Come with me, I'll show you how wide the world is. Indeed, this guy must have come here because of that rumor too. He might be useful if I play it right. This place looks good. No one's watching. Yeah, I'm the only one who will look at the shameful sight of you being thrown to the ground. Alright, let's see how long you can keep messing around. What's your name? I don't really have a decent name to give you. But before we fight, I'm curious about something. How skilled are you compared to the top martial artists in the martial world? You seem quite skilled, but I don't know much about you. This guy? Well, you'll find out when we cross swords. Facing my sword head-on? Seems like you've got some skills after all. Woo-am. I see. Just by watching your swordplay earlier, I can tell that you're strong. And thanks to you, I also realize how much stronger I've become. That move just now. You deliberately swung it wide, making it easy for me to dodge, right? You strategically created moments for me to speak while assessing your moves. You act as if you're getting provoked, but approach the fight with caution. It's more crucial to understand my opponent's intentions than reacting to provocations. Alright. You pass. Let's make a bet. If you win, I'll give you all the money I want at the gambling den and share all the information I know. And I'll even assist you until all your affairs are settled. On the contrary, If I win, you'll assist me without complaining for just 6 months. How about it? So, let's have a proper match this time. What's with this guy? Did he state the conditions backward? Is there something that he's betting on? Or... I don't have any objections, but what exactly are you trying to do? If it's something shady or dirty, I'll decline. I'm looking for someone. But it seems like it'll take too long if I do it alone. Company. Don't make any excuses after losing. Oh, alright then, let's go. If you're a peerless swordsman at that age, then you must be one of the 2 people I'm looking for. That's some incredible internal energy. Bloop butterfly sword technique, second form. What is this sword technique? Unbelievable, even with my powerful arm strength, I still bounced off. I won. As promised, you have to accompany me. Damn, I've encountered an absurd person. Your sword technique is impressive, but what exactly is your inner power? It's not something you can achieve at your age. At least tell me which sect you belong to, and who your master is. If you are a threat to the martial arts world, then I would have to put an end to you right here. What? Was he from a righteous faction? After losing, don't start talking big. I thought the righteous faction only had rigid people. I don't like unnecessary misunderstandings. Looks like I need to explain a bit if I want to continue wandering around. The Great In Breathing Technique. It's the name of the medical book that serves as the foundation of my inner power. I'm not a member of any sect nor have a master. I read the book and built up my inner power based on that. The Great In Breathing Technique. It's the first time I've heard of such a secret technique. Of course. It's an unnamed book, so I made up a name for it. So, where is the next destination that you originally planned? Now, isn't that up to you to decide? Is it possible that someone from the righteous faction is lurking around a shady illegal gambling den? There seems to be something suspicious happening in the martial world, and you are in search of it. Join me. If I'm going to do my job, it seems that I need to find clues about where you're heading first. Then let's go to Hanum. Well, that's how it turned out. To defeat the sword demon, I wonder who that person really is, even though I haven't heard his name yet. The crimson butterfly he created was truly magnificent. So, I call him the butterfly young man. I've fought many battles so far, but I've never seen such a beautiful sword technique. Why are you talking about me? Ah, you're here. They say even tigers come when called. Since it's a rare gathering, let's have an interesting conversation. That way, you can tell your story. For your age, you're remarkably calm and skilled. If someone like you is in our agency, earlier, I didn't have the chance to properly greet you because of the circumstances. Thank you so much for helping us. Well, I just did what a guard should do. A guard? It might be difficult for us to call you both guards. Sister? I'm not sure why you've come here, but our purpose is to wander throughout Hanum. I am speaking out for the reconstruction of the Golden City Escort Agency. I will do whatever it takes to restore the honor of our agency. So please, I ask for your help. I will give this house to both of you. If I embark on the escort mission, please protect my family and loved ones. Even if I am attacked and killed during the mission, as long as my younger brother, the lord of the agency, is safe, now I understand why the Golden City Escort Agency has survived. But it's reckless to act like this, sister. I refuse. Even if you deduct the mortgage debt that binds this house, selling it would still leave several thousand niang in silver. Why? You don't understand, do you? The house is the second problem. A transaction that involves human life is always a losing business. It's not a deal that suits me. So, before the deal, help me make Golden City Escort Agency a place that can provide proper compensation. It means that your prosperity will be more helpful to me. Take this. Is this a promissory note? It's a promissory note from the Infinite Bank. The escorting may end in a few months, but the reconstruction of the Golden City Escort Agency could take years. And to establish your name again, you need a solid foundation. If you accept this promissory note, you can use it to pay off the loan taken out on this house, including tomorrow's interest. Repay the money in the morning and come to collect the house deed. I don't need it, so you can either keep the house documents with the governor or give them to your father. Why are you going to such lengths to help us? What I want to do will take time. If the Golden City Escort Agency regains its reputation and helps me in return, it will be a great strength of mine. Think of it as an investment. However, staying here or leaving will be up to me. No one can stop me. Until that time comes, I will stay here as a guard. We agree to that. Thank you, huh? You are helping to this extent, and you didn't even buy me a single drink with all that money? I told you, this is an investment. Buying you a drink won't make a difference. Besides, the drinks are right in front of us, go ahead. Would you like a drink, leader and vice leader? Are you trying to change the subject subtly? Looking at them reminds me of Master Seol Soo Beom and Lady Soo-yeon. I wonder what Master Seol Soo Beom is doing now. Where could Lady Soo-yeon be? The incidents happening in the Golden City Escort Agency are similar to what happened during the New Year's festival. All these conspiracies must be connected to one destination. I won't let them do as they please anymore. Yes, it means we failed. Alright. That means I failed. Azure Dragon Bureau's leader Kwak Chio, the disaster victims not only relocated to Golden City Escort Agency, but also all nearby attention is now focused there. Azure Dragon Bureau, Vice Leader, Kwak Gi Riang, I couldn't believe that the Golden City Escort Agency had turned into an iron fortress using disaster victims. I personally went there to see it with my own eyes. You fool. I told you to monitor the situation, not to resort to the use of force, didn't? No. However, the two martial artists who appeared that day were exceptionally skilled beyond my expectations. There's a master in a fallen city who easily dealt with 10 people? There must be a clear purpose behind their approach, too. Have you identified their identities? I tried to identify them through the scars, but it seems that they buried all the corpses. Initially, it's an event unrelated to us on the surface. We should move slowly and carefully. After this matter is concluded, we should be able to surpass the Kamseok family and the Kamseok Daeol family, and finally seize the position of the head of the family. So, it must be perfectly executed without fail. Yes, I will keep it in mind. What's regrettable about those skilled individuals becoming mere martial artists of a minor agency? Especially when that agency is on the verge of collapse. I must personally confront them once more. It's fascinating to see it again, all the disaster victims who were worried about the upcoming immense winter, now all look relieved. It seems like this place is the main residence, Then, please do as I told you. I understand. It's those two guys. Those guys killed all 10 of my subordinates. The urge to fight them is boiling up in my chest. Okay, I'll check in a moment. Will personally test how formidable you guys are as martial artists. What happened? Why did you stop all of a sudden? Quiet, someone's following us. Since when did you know? There was a person I saw for the first time at the mansion today. I never forget a face once I've seen it. Stay here with the agency leader. I will lure him out. Why did the young master's footsteps start rushing suddenly? Do not look back. Just follow me for now. Is someone following us? This way, leader. But can you handle it alone? You don't have a sword. He's overly curious. He wants to fight one-on-one. Surely he'll come to my side, knowing I'm alone. I also have something to investigate about that guy. This is more convenient. If you don't listen and follow me, you'll be in trouble. A kid 6 years younger than me is commanding each word. Let's go, agency leader. What's going on? Why is he suddenly wandering around? Wasn't he supposed to accompany the agency leader? It seems like an opportunity has presented itself. Let's check it now. What kind of skills does he have? Disappeared. Where did he disappear to, so quickly? Did you come from the Azure Dragon Bureau? You have quite sensitive instincts. Do you enjoy complex things? It feels like the world is getting complicated because of people like you. 50, 00 You want to fight me? I'll oblige, perhaps because you're a person of high status. Your beggar disguise looks awkward on you, but it would look quite good to see you rolling on the ground. Are you planning to fight me bare-handed? It seems like you're skilled with a sword, but even a wooden stick would suffice. If needed, just take it yourself. Don't worry, just come. You'll find out whether it's worth wielding a sword against me, once we engage in combat. This guy, do not blame me later for your own actions. His posture is sloppy. It looks like he hasn't learned any martial arts other than swordsmanship. What's this? To generate such pressure from a fist, what in the world is up with this guy? Indeed, to evade this, you're quite remarkable. Though unrefined now, he has the potential to become a formidable beast someday. Artificial method? It must be cut off at the root. Face my ghost shadow claw. Which has achieved perfection up to the 8th stage. I'll deal with you with my ghost shadow claw, in which I have achieved mastery up to the 8th level. First, I'll cripple one of your arms. Who? This time, instead of releasing all of my energy, I'll divide it and attack quickly. Ouch. Ket. He's blocking my attacks using counters. Moreover, these attacks are much more fierce than the previous ones. Given that he's not yet familiar with my techniques, he's an extraordinary opponent. But how long can he endure? I attacked with all might but couldn't even land a critical hit. I attacked like that and couldn't land a critical hit. Do we have to intervene? Gukju, don't stare too much, it's okay, let's wait for now. He's not just mindlessly facing the opponent alone. If it gets really dangerous, then we'll help. But for now, interfering would only be a hindrance to him. Look. He's already adapting and avoiding everything. I knew he had exceptional talent, but as time goes on, he's becoming more unpredictable. He may not be a bad guy, but I've seen cases where such great talent brought many disasters in the martial world. Well, the martial world is basically like that, and it would be better to finish the fight quickly. In the market. Were you planning to make a scene? Are you thinking about food right now? What's this? He was talking so seriously, and now. This guy is quite hard to figure out too. What just happened? He's avoiding more skillfully with each passing move. Every attack is getting dodged. Arrogant. I see it. That martial arts technique just now, what was that? Butterfly Master's attack seemed, that brat, seems like he's copying the opponent's techniques. The reason he was stalling during the fight, was to familiarize himself with the opponent's techniques by observing them. I see. Now I somewhat understand the patterns. This guy. How did he master the Ghost Shadow Claw? So far, what I've been using seems to be your Ghost Shadow Claw. Now I should face him seriously. At this point, I should use this. After trying, I realized that I'm not cut out for fist fighting. Fine. Don't regret it. Butterfly? Low blood butterfly was word technique, blood butterfly rampage, that red butterfly. Groan. You, which faction are you from? Faction, it seems like the organization you belong to is composed by several factions. Wherever you are. I will tell you one thing for sure. Unlike you, I have no affiliation with any group. I don't know what kind of organization you belong to, but because of people like you, the woman I'm looking for can't come out into the world and is hiding. In other words, if I want to find her, I either have to destroy your organization, or fight against any other group that I think is in the future. If you want to kill me, send stronger people. I don't have